Hello and welcome to another episode of Current Affairs MCQs. Let's begin with the previous day question. Regarding the Indian Ocean Rim Association, consider the following statements. 1. It is a security alliance among countries bordering the Indian Ocean. 2. Membership is open to all sovereign states of the Indian Ocean Rim willing to subscribe to the principles and objectives of the Charter. 3. IORA's apex body is the Council of Foreign Ministers or COM, which means annually. How many of the statements given above are correct? A. Only 1, B. Only 2, C. All 3, and D. None. The correct answer is option B. Indian Ocean Rim Association or IORA is an intergovernmental organization established to promote economic cooperation and regional integration among countries bordering the Indian Ocean. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. IORA member states work on various initiatives related to trade, investment, and sustainable development in the Indian Ocean region. Membership is open to all sovereign states of the Indian Ocean Rim willing to subscribe to the principles and objectives of the Charter. Hence, statement 2 is correct. IORA's apex body is the Council of Foreign Ministers or the COM, which meets annually. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Before moving further, an important announcement. The next offline batch of the IAS-GS Foundation course, Prelims plus Mains, is starting soon at Drishti IAS, Noida. The English medium batch will begin on 8th April at 6 p.m. and the Hindi medium batch admissions are now open. For more details, contact 87501 87501. Now moving on to question 1. The term lapis lazuli, which was recently seen in the news, is best described as A. A rare species of bird. B. A semi-precious gemstone known for its blue color. C. A type of gold used in ancient coins. And D. A rare type of tree found in the Amazon rainforest. The correct answer is option B. Lapis lazuli, a metamorphic rock and semi-precious gemstone known for its deep blue color, symbolizes wealth, power, and status across ancient civilizations. The intense blue color comes from lazurite, 25 to 40%, influenced by sulfur content. The presence of calcite reduces blueness, while pyrites add a golden shimmer. Though found in multiple countries like Chile, Russia, and the US, the finest lapis lazuli comes from Afghanistan's Badakhshan province, where it has been mined for over 6,000 years. Traders in India imported lapis lazuli from Badakhshan as early as 1000 BC, with ornamental pieces found in Indus Valley sites like Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. Ancient Egyptians used it for jewelry and cosmetics, while Renaissance artists ground it into ultramarine pigment for paintings. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 2. Regarding the census, consider the following statements. 1. India's first synchronized census occurred in 1881 under W.C. Plowden, the then Census Commissioner of India. 2. The Census of India Act 1948 provides the legal framework, but it does not specify a mandatory frequency. 3. The Office of the Registrar General and Census Commissioner of India, operating under the Ministry of Home Affairs, oversees the responsibility of conducting the census. How many of the statements given above are correct? The options are A. Only 1, B. Only 2, C. All 3, and D. None. The correct answer is option C. India's first synchronized census occurred in 1881 under W.C. Plowden, the then Census Commissioner of India. Hence, statement 1 is correct. While the Census of India Act 1948 provides the legal framework, it does not specify a mandatory frequency. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The decennial pattern is a convention rather than a constitutional requirement. The Office of the Registrar General and Census Commissioner of India, operating under the Ministry of Home Affairs, oversees the responsibility of conducting this decadal enumeration exercise. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Moving on to question 3. Consider the following statements regarding judicial transfers. 1. Article 222 of the Indian Constitution empowers the President to transfer a judge from one High Court to another High Court. 2. Consent of the judge is required, whether it is the first or a subsequent transfer. 3. The Chief Justice of India initiates the transfer proposal and his opinion is determinative. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1 and 2 only, B. 2 and 3 only, C. 1 and 3 only, and D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is option C. Article 222 of the Indian Constitution empowers the President, based on the recommendation of the CJI, to transfer a judge, including Chief Justice, from one High Court to another. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Consent of the judge is not required, whether it is the first or a subsequent transfer. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. The Chief Justice of India initiates the transfer proposal and his opinion is determinative. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Question 4. Consider the following milestones. 1. The Convention on Biological Diversity. 2. The Statement on Forest Principles. 3. Agenda 21. How many of the above were part of the Earth Summit 1992? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. And D. None. The correct answer is option C. The UNCED, also known as the Earth Summit, was held in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil from 3 to 14 June 1992. This global conference was held on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of the first Human Environment Conference in Stockholm, Sweden in 1972. The primary objective of the Rio Earth Summit was to produce a broad agenda and a new blueprint for international action on environmental and development issues. The results of the conference were the following documents: the Framework Convention on Climate Change, or the UNFCCC, the Convention on Biological Diversity, the Statement on Forest Principles, the Rio Declaration, and Agenda 21. Therefore, all three, the Convention on Biological Diversity, the Statement on Forest Principles, and Agenda 21, were the part of Earth Summit 1992. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Moving on to the next question, consider the following species. 1. Hangul. 2. Brow-antlered deer. 3. Arabian Sea humpback whale. And 4. Malabar civet. How many of the above are mentioned in critically endangered category of IUCN Red List? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. Only 3. D. All 4. The correct answer is option B. India's rich biodiversity is under constant threat, with several species facing the risk of extinction. Of the species listed, Hangul and Malabar civet are classified as critically endangered under the IUCN Red List, while the brow-antlered deer and Arabian Sea humpback whale are categorized as endangered. The Species Recovery Program under the Development of Wildlife Habitat component focuses on conserving both keystone and lesser-known species, including critically endangered ones like the Great Indian Bustard, Jordan's courser, Hangul, Malabar civet. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 6. Consider the following statements. 1. Delimitation means the process of fixing the number of seats and boundaries of territorial constituencies in each state for the Lok Sabha and legislative assemblies. 2. The last delimitation exercise that changed the statewise composition of the Lok Sabha was completed in 1976 and done based on the 1971 census. 3. The determination of the seats to be allocated for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in the Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies is not part of the delimitation process. How many of the statements given above are correct? A. Only 1, B. Only 2, C. All 3, and D. None. The correct answer is option B. Delimitation means the process of fixing the number of seats and boundaries of territorial constituencies in each state for the Lok Sabha and legislative assemblies. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The last delimitation exercise that changed the state-wise composition of the Lok Sabha was completed in 1976 and done on the 1971 census basis. Hence, statement 2 is correct. This delimitation process is performed by the Delimitation Commission that is set up under an Act of Parliament. Delimitation commissions have been set up 4 times: 1952, 1963, 1973 and 2002 under the Acts of 1952, 1962, 1972 and 2002. The first delimitation exercise was carried out by the President with the help of the Election Commission in 1950-51. Delimitation also includes determining the seats to be reserved for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in the Lok Sabha as well as the state legislative assemblies. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Question 7. Consider the following statements. 1. It is an island in the Indian Ocean situated to the east of Madagascar, approximately 2400 kilometers off the east coast of Africa. 2. The island lies in the southern hemisphere, just above the Tropic of Capricorn. 3. Despite its location in the Indian Ocean, it is considered an African island nation. Which of the following locations best matches the above description? A. Mauritius, B. Seychelles, C. Comoros and D. Reunion. The correct answer is option A. Mauritius is an island in the Indian Ocean situated to the east of Madagascar, approximately 2400 kilometers or just under 1500 miles off the east coast of Africa. The island lies in the southern hemisphere just above the Tropic of Capricorn. Despite its location in the Indian Ocean, Mauritius is considered an African island nation and is officially known as the Republic of Mauritius. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 8. Consider the following statements. It is the third primary nutrient other than nitrogen and phosphorus. 2. It plays an important role in yield and quality of crops. 3. It helps in the development of roots and stems and increases in-use efficiency of water and nutrients. And 4th, it provides plants resistance from disease and stress, including drought, high temperature and salinity. Which of the following nutrients best matches the above description? The options are A. Potassium, B. Magnesium, C. Sulfur and D. Calcium. The correct answer is option A. Potassium or potash is the third primary nutrient other than nitrogen and phosphorus. It plays an important role in yield and quality of crops. It helps in the development of roots and stems and increase in use efficiency of water and nutrients. It provides plants resistance from disease and stress, including drought, high temperature and salinity. On the quality front, potash increases the sugar, starch and protein content of the crops. Potash is applied through products like muriate of potash or MOP, sulfate of potash SOP or complexes. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Moving on to the next question. Question 9. Sovereign gold bond, often seen in the news, are best described as A. A government security denominated in grams of gold, offering an investment alternative to physical gold. B. A form of physical gold that can be traded in the stock market. C. A gold-backed savings account with interest paid in gold. And D. A type of mutual fund investing in gold stocks. The correct answer is option A. Sovereign gold bonds or SGBs are government securities denominated in grams of gold. They are substitutes for holding physical gold. Investors have to pay the issue price in cash and the bonds will be redeemed in cash on maturity. The Reserve Bank of India issues the bond on behalf of the Government of India. The quantity of gold for which the investor pays is protected since he receives the ongoing market price at the time of redemption or premature redemption. The SGB offers a superior alternative to holding gold in physical form. The risks and cost of storage are eliminated. Investors are assured of the market value of gold at the time of maturity and periodical interest. SGB is free from issues like making charges and purity in the case of gold in jewelry form. The bonds are held in the books of the RBI or in demat form, eliminating the risk of loss of scrip, etc. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 10. Which of the following countries are members of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization or the NATO? 1. Belgium. 2. Canada. 3. Denmark. 4. Finland. Select the correct answer using the code given below. A. 1 and 2 only. B. 2 and 3 only. C. 1 only. And D. 1, 2, 3 and 4. The correct answer is option D. North Atlantic Treaty Organization or the NATO was established on April 4, 1949 with the signing of the North Atlantic Treaty in Washington, D.C. by 12 founding member countries from Europe and North America. During the Cold War, NATO served as a deterrent against Soviet expansionism, with the US providing significant military support to its European allies. The original 12 founding members of NATO were Belgium, Canada, Denmark, France, Iceland, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Norway, Portugal, the United Kingdom, and the United States. Finland is the 31st member of NATO. NATO has expanded since its founding, with new member countries joining in multiple rounds. The alliance currently consists of 32 member countries. Hence, option D is the correct answer. And now is the time for today's practice question. The concept of positive liberty is best described as. The options are A. The freedom to act without interference from others, focusing only on the absence of external restraints. B. The ability to achieve personal development through social, political, and material conditions, fostering an environment where individuals can fully realize their potential. C. The notion that freedom is best achieved by limiting government intervention in personal matters. And D. The idea that freedom means the right to act in any way without regard to societal structures or constraints. Send us the answer in the comments section. Thanks for watching.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.